Hey everybody, it's Lippy with Gemini Homestead. I said, I ought to go ahead and make a video. I've been seeing everybody put up Cowboy candy. That's a new one for me. We call it pickled jalapenos. But obviously it's the same thing. Who knew? I didn't until I started watching people. Only, I do mine a little bit different. So I thought I would share, it's this time of year, everybody's putting their pepper stuff in up, because they're starting to run on down. And so everybody's either, drying them, pickling them, stuffing them. So I thought, well, I'm going to share my way of how we do pickled jalapenos, and maybe you guys will like it. Before I get started, yesterday I did a thank you video to Deep South Homestead for my apron. And if you know my channel, you know my English is different. If you're new to my channel, go back and watch my garden apron video and you'll understand. But I had some really awesome comments. And then as I'm scrolling and I'm answering, I get to a comment from VW Family Farm. I believe it's Ben. I know Andrea wouldn't have said this. And he started his comment with auto adjustable with a bunch of those funny emojis. And then I started reading and I said, whoa, Seth, you might need to go and look at your video. Well, I did. Sure enough, I called the hooks that hooked the apron together auto adjustable. Now, where that come in my head, I don't know. But I said it, and I still don't even know what the clips are actually called. But, Ben, if you're watching, you was 100% right. I don't know what kind of moment I had. Let's just call it a Lippy moment. So, yeah, there's a new name for that. Those clip hooks. It's called auto-adjustable. Or at least that's what I tell myself. But anyway, let's get to this. Okay, now I've already got a big bowl. But I know a lot of people don't like heat. And so to keep it very neutral in flavor, because you want to taste everything, I'm going to show y'all what I do. Now with the banana peppers and things like that, I just cut the ends off. Here, I'll do one real quick. And I'll leave the seeds in, okay? Simple, simple. But there's two ways that I do the jalapenos. On a large one, I'm going to cut the end off, okay? And in this bowl, you'll see the membranes. That's how I'm controlling the heat. So I'm going to go through here, and I'm just going to slice them, okay? And we don't like ours really thin. All right, I take the tip. Now, you have the rings. There's two ways you can do this. You can take it, and then you can snap it. You can leave part of the membrane or none. So I kind of go through here, and I leave some, and then some I don't. And it looks like, okay, well, you're not going to have any heat. Trust me, you'll have heat the way I'm going to control the heat. All right, so we've got this one going. And you see, I still have seeds, it's getting stuck to my glove, but I don't have the main membrane. So, here we go. That's the last one. Now, we're going to take a smaller one. That's going to be hard to fool with. So I take the end off. I slice it down the middle. Okay? Got two halves. And I just take it out, and there you go. Because it's going to end up being about the same size as the rings. And so what I'm going to do is I've got a basket of, a few more left. But I'm going to look through here, and I'm going to determine how many seeds I have left in here. If I feel like I need more heat, that's where I'm going to come in, and I'm going to just squeeze this, okay? So I'm going to get the pulp out. Basically, I'm just getting the pulp out. And then you're left with seeds. That's where you can then go in and control the spice of your pickled jalapeno. So therefore, it meets everybody's palate. Because like I said, I want to be able to have a little bit of back heat and enjoy that flavor. I don't want to have blisters, just blowing up across my face. So that's how I do mine. So I'm going to get the rest of these cut, and then I'm going to go over to the brine, and I'm going to move you to that step. Okay, we're to the brine. I've already got it sitting on the stove. And you know me, I make double batches. So in this bowl, I've got my sliced jalapenos, banana, I don't know if y'all can see me, a mixture of our peppers, but it's 90% jalapenos. And as you can see, I've got seeds in there. And like I said, I took that small bowl, I put with the gloves on. Make sure y'all have gloves on when you're messing with peppers. And I took the membranes out. And I shook them off, which left me a bowl of seeds. And that's what I based my heat on. So doing it this method, you can actually control the heat. So in this pot, and like I said, it's 10 cups of jalapenos. I've got 2 cups of sugar, pure cane sugar. And I've got 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. Now the seasoning, like I said, I'm going to give you the double, cut it in half. And that would be 5 cups of jalapenos. 10 cups of jalapenos, 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, 2 cups of pure cane white sugar. I guess you could use the other. And it's going to be, and this is really to your taste. I'm trying to think. If I did the math, it would be 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. Like I said, all of this is going to be to your taste, but this is what I found that works for us. So it's 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. It's going to be a half of a teaspoon of ground turmeric. And it's going to be a fourth of a teaspoon of celery seed. We don't like a whole lot of celery seed. Now this is for double batches. And then this is where that back heat comes in. I use a half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Okay? And I'll put it in my description. So this is for a double batch. And all I'm doing is I'm bringing this brine to a boil. And it's not going to be a rolling boil. Basically what I'm trying to do is get everything incorporated, the sugar melted. Now you're asking, where's the salt at? Well, a teaspoon of salt's going to go in here, but the salt is not going to go in here until right before I put these peppers, okay? The reason being is I don't want that salt to break down too much, because then it actually can get even more salty. So by putting the salt in right before the peppers have the time to absorb that, that salt. So everything kind of blends together. Your brine's just not, salty, because it is a half a teaspoon. Now I use Himalayan, okay? I get it in a jug and I just keep it in my little shaker or my little canister. So, and that's all I'm going to do is bring this up to where it's completely incorporated and all the sugars have melted. And it's almost there. Now, I'm going to take these 10 cups and I'm going to put it in here. Now, I'm not using gloves because I'm not planning on putting my hands on these peppers, okay? Don't breathe the vinegar. I think I'm going to try it like this so y'all can actually see it go in. There we go. See, there's a lot of seeds in there. I'm just going to tap. I don't need them all in here. I think I've got plenty. See, they're going to go everywhere. All right. There's one right here on the stove. I'll get it up. There we go. Now, this here now is going to come to a boil. And as soon as it comes to a boil, I'm going to turn it down to a very low simmer. Still want it, bubbling. I don't mean just sitting there, but a low simmer. And I'm going to let mine sit for 10 minutes. After it comes to the boil, turn it down 10 minutes. Then from there, we'll ladle them up in the pint jars, and I use a slotted spoon. And I ladle my peppers in the pint jars, and then I top it off with the brine that's left in the pot. And I'll bring y'all back on, like my last jar, I'll get them all filled. And then, of course, we're going to water bath them for 10 minutes. And you count your water bath, like I'm going to put my jars in there, I'm going to bring it up to a boil, and that's when your water bath count starts. And that's on anything that's a water bath. So I'm going to put my water in here, my jars in here. It's on very warm water, not hot water. I've got my jars sitting in hot water. So everything is kind of equal temp. And once this comes to a boil, we'll time it for 10 minutes. And we've got pickled jalapenos, or as some of you are calling it, cowboy candy. So I'm gonna get this to a boil, turn it down, simmer 10 minutes, put the peppers in the jars without the brine, and then you'll ladle the brine over, clean the top of your jars. But I'll bring y'all back and show you the last jar that I do, so y'all can get a visual. Okay, now I've already got 2 pints in the water bath, and I wanted to show you the last of it. Let me see if I can get it into the camera, and then we'll recap what I done. I sliced jalapenos, sweet and hot banana peppers. I controlled the heat by taking the seeds and the membranes out, and then I added them back in. And you saw I made the brine. Once I got the sugar brine dissolved, I put my peppers in, brought it to a boil, turned it down for 10 minutes, stirred it occasionally, and let it sit. Now, what you just saw me doing was debubbling, and I use a chopstick, as I said in some of my other videos. And like I said, I've already got 2 pints. The amount that I made, which I'll have in the description, will make 3 pints. Now, you don't have to overload your pints with your peppers, but I like to have a full jar. So I'm just cleaning the rim, and I'll show you up close what it looks like. That's hot. Now, in this, I've just got hot water, not boiling water. You know, Ball says you don't have to do that to your flats. I do just because it makes me comfortable. That's all. I mean, that's strictly an option. Okay? Now, I'm going to set this down. And when it comes to a boil, I'm going to time it for 10 minutes. And that's what I call pickled jalapeno. And I forgot to show you the jar. But when they come out of the water bath, I'll give you a up-close picture of it. So, I'll look in the description for the ingredients, but I did start off with 10 cups of sliced peppers. 90% was jalapenos. I mixed in sweet bell pepper and hot bell pepper. I mean, not bell pepper, banana pepper. 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. If you use the white, that's fine, but there's something about the apple cider vinegar when you're making that sweetness. It just seems to bring out that sweetness. I'm not talking sweet like candy, but the white vinegar is good. Don't get me wrong, but there's something about when you're pickling peppers like this with a sugar base, try to use apple cider vinegar. So it was 2 cups of sugar, 2 cups of apple cider vinegar. Always remember your brine is equal parts of sweet and vinegar. And then I came in with, what did I tell y'all, 3 teaspoons of garlic powder. Now, this is really to your taste. This is just what I have done with all my recipes. Got to be careful on the turmeric, but I did use a half a teaspoon. I wrote it down after I told y'all so I could remember, because what I don't want to do is give you a bad recipe. And remember the key about the Himalayan salt, which you can use, you know, regular salt as long as it's not iodized salt. I did not put that in the brine until the brine came to a boil before I added the peppers. That way, when I stirred that salt in there and those peppers went in, it'll actually salt each one of them, because to me it breaks down and gets that brine too salty, and you're kind of wanting that sticky heat. And that's basically it, y'all. I mean, it's simple. Like I said, I'll put my ingredients down, take my ingredients, tweak it to your own. But this is what I call pickled jalapenos. And as I've learned now, it's also called Cowboy candy. See, you're never too old to learn something. But I'll bring you back for the final reveal. We got 3 pints. And if you do this regular, guys, you won't just be overloading all these peppers not knowing what to do with them. It literally takes, without, you know, talking and making a video, you could cut and put these up in a matter of 30 minutes. So, you know, as you get your peppers, throw a little batch on, you know, if you've got the time. I've never tried them from the freezer to be pickled. That's something y'all may have to try. I've never done that. I just try to use them as fresh as I can. But I'll bring you back, show you the reveal. And here is the pickled jalapenos. And you see my slices are not thin, but that is the way we prefer it. Now you can actually cut them thinner if you choose to. But you see, I like to pack my jars. I don't like to see a whole lot of brine. But there you have it, folks. So what'd you think about that? Hope you enjoy it. Until next time, I bless you all.